So I installed the Southern Style Off-Road Slimline Bumper on my 2016 Toyota 4Runner SR5. I'm not going to go through step by step. The instructions that come with it are pretty good and easy to follow. So in this video I just point out a few of the things that are not quite clear from the instructions. Don't need anything special other than a torque wrench. Click style was the one that worked for me, and a standard set of wrenches.
So we got the front bumper off and the airflow things around the radiator. That and the bumper cover that took about an hour. Pretty straightforward. Now I'm working on the cutting out the section for the bumper. I have an SR5, so I'm using the template, and the template instructions weren't particularly helpful. I called Southern Style Off-Road, and they told me to, cut this template out from the roll that it came on, and then that the top of it goes here. There's a flat section that comes away from the grill, and then you put the top of the template where that bend is. And so that's what I've done. I've taped it down, and then I've just marked it with a Sharpie. So I don't know if you can see there's a Sharpie line where I'll be making the cuts. On this side, it really is, you really want to, looks like, leave this, what is that, about a 1/4 inch wide section right here, because there's some sort of rubber trim material that goes around this, and it needs about that 1/4 inch to sit on. So that's the area that we're gonna leave that. So we'll just be cutting right against this section here where it sort of pops out. Okay, so we got it pretty well installed. The thing I wanted to show you was on the winch. So when you're looking from the top, you can see this. Get some light in there maybe. This is the solenoid box for the winch, and right across the top of it is it's a support bracket, I guess, for the radiator, perhaps. If you mount the solenoid for your winch up above the spool or in a high position, it won't fit. So you have to make sure you mount it in the lowest position possible. You don't have, I think you have about 7 inches of clearance between the bottom of the bumper, the shelf where the winch sits, and this bracket here. So I installed this solenoid box with the above the spool, and it was just set up too high. It got blocked by this, so I had to redo it. But that was that. Installation was pretty simple. I've got a winch and with a metal thing. It's pretty heavy, but I was able to just kind of move it in position and use a floor jack to lift it up. I had a friend just adjust the jack for me to get the bolts on. I think the most difficult part about the rest of this was just getting the bolts to tighten down. They're difficult to reach. This guy here is pretty easy. See if I can get some light on there. That one's pretty easy to get to. It's right there. But the other three are a little more difficult. You're trying to work in this space underneath the fender, the bumper cover, and there's not a whole lot of room for a wrench to get in there. And when it comes down to actually torquing these down to the torque, I'm hoping my torque wrench is going to fit, but it's pretty long. We'll see. So far, the only thing that I've found that was interesting was this thing with the winch. You got to make sure it stays low profile, and then two, the way the template set up to cut the bumper for the SR5. All right. Okay, so it's finished. I didn't have as much trouble with the torque wrenches as I thought. I had to use a click style torque wrench, otherwise there wasn't any way I could actually read on the kind that have a little gauge and you're reading the pressure as you pull on it. But yeah, I just re-spooled the winch wire, and it looks good. Turned out great. We adding some shackles on the recovery points here, and we'll be done.
Overall, really easy install. If you're having any apprehensions about it, don't. It's pretty straightforward. The instructions that came with it are good, and Southern Style Off-Road was very helpful by phone answering questions, so don't think you'll have much trouble. Here it is finished with the shackles on, and the just looks great. Really happy with it. Pretty good luck with yours.